So what is quality score and why does it matter? Quality score, or QS as you might see it referred to, is an algorithmic score applied by Google. Keywords with a high quality score, so such as those that are scored as 8 to 10, are more likely to hit the top advertising spots at a lower cost per click than keywords with a medium quality score, so 5 to 7. Quality score is awarded on the basis of how well matched your keywords, your ad copy and your landing page are to the original searcher's intent. The theory being that only the ads that are best suited and more likely to convert appear in the top slots. Good quality scores reduce your average cost per click, so you get more traffic for your budget. They also give you a competitive advantage. If your keyword has a high QS and a competitor is bidding on the same keyword as a lower QS, they could be expending significantly more per click than you are. So how do you improve quality score? Well, the days of ad groups with massive keyword lists are long gone. The key is to focus your keyword groups really tightly and reflect this in the ad copy and also on your landing page. So for example, Tiffany style lamps. We're going to have a look at an example now of some ads and landing pages and discuss which ones we think will probably perform the best. So here you see two ads. The top ad is by Wayfair and the second one is by the Tiffany Lighting Company. So if we have a look at these, first of all, in terms of the actual search terms. So these search terms here where we have Tiffany style lamps. In the first ad, they don't exactly match that within the title. It just says Tiffany lamps. In the second ad, it does say Tiffany style lamps. So that's slightly better, and they do also kind of repeat it in the main description, which actually isn't necessarily a good thing. We don't advise that you keep repeating a lot of keywords. So let's have a look at the landing pages themselves. So on the left hand side we have the Wayfair example. Now this has actually got nothing Tiffany. I don't see a single Tiffany lamp on that landing page. And they've actually given us a very irritating sign up in order to access the site. I'd be really interested to see what their bounce rates are like on these ads. I guarantee that they will be high. And it's also poorly used, as this sign up doesn't actually appear if you go directly to the Wayfair site, so their homepage doesn't have it. If we have a look on the right hand side, the Tiffany Lighting Company. So while it's not a beautifully designed website, the landing page is showing Tiffany style lamps, which is what we searched for. They could actually make this better, although you can't see it very well. On the left hand side in their navigation, they do have a Tiffany lamps category page, which might have worked slightly better. So one of the first things you need to consider when creating ads is that people are going to click on is what the user intent is. So often businesses are so keen to get their brand message across, they forget about their customer. So let's have a look at these ads. First of all, let's have a look at the ad on the left-hand side. So I've searched for women's Adidas Originals trainers. On the left-hand side, on the surface, this is a great ad. It's Adidas Originals. There's a site link on there for women's Originals. And there's also a call to action, so it's saying shop online now. It could be better. As I originally searched for women's Adidas trainers, if I click on the main part of the ad, it lands me on a generic men's, women's, kids, shoes and clothing page. And so we have a look at this other ad on the right hand side. This ad is much more closely related to user intent. So at the top line, it mentions women's Adidas Originals in the headline, and it does land me on a women's Adidas Originals page. But again, it's actually a mixture of clothing and footwear. It's not landing me just on footwear, and that's how they could improve that ad as well. So let's have a look at ads where maybe user intent is less obvious. People are quite lazy in their searches. If you ever have run a search report within AdWords itself, the search query report is what people actually type into Google versus what your actual keywords are. It's very, very interesting indeed. So here I've typed in Volkswagen Polo. if we have a look at this first ad on the left-hand side, this is the main Volkswagen ad. So on the surface, again, it looks like a great ad. It's got about an event that's happening right now. Sounds very tempting. They've got quite a lot of good detail in terms of site links, and which we'll talk about a bit later. However, actually my original intent, or while I didn't type it, was to look for a second-hand polo. So from this original search, my second ad that came up was for used Volkswagen Polos. So this was for Auto Trader. So in this case, Auto Trader would be more likely to get my click. If you do search for a used polo, Volkswagen do promote this with used reflected in the main headline and also in the display URL. So really, just by adding an extra site link to their original ad, that they could pick up extra clicks and potential customers by showing that they also offer used cars. Ultimately, you want to use the most of text space, so Google has actually increased the amount of ad copy space available to advertisers with extended ads. Yet we still see ads that are not optimizing this space, and this one here is actually a prime example. They've got a whole line of space along with the description, so just below where the URL is. They're absolutely wasting that. They could get an awful lot more copy into it. Here's some more examples of using the most of the text space. So here I've searched for designer sunglasses. So the top ad is an old style ad. You've actually not been able to create these since July 2016, so someone's not been testing their ad copy regularly. These ads are being completely phased out by Google, so if you still got them, they may well still be showing, but Google is reducing them. So they did originally give a deadline of mid-January that they would stop showing them, but we know that they are still showing. They're just giving them less preference and less impressions. So advertisers who have not updated to the new style ads will eventually, they'll stop showing completely. The new style ad on the bottom, while using the new extended description space, they've actually wasted it. So they've repeated luxury sunglasses and the brand name twice, so they've got it both in the headline and within the copy itself. They would have been better to talk about offering men's and women's ranges, or maybe some of their unique selling points of their range. So to summarise, the key takeaways of creating click-worthy ads is to reflect the user intent within your ad copy and landing page, use the most of ad copy space, use a call to action. Other considerations, consider testing off-brand copy. Be more quirky, have a bit of fun with the copy. Why not ask a question? Test copy variations and don't always limit yourself to kind of a corporate tone of voice. You write ads for users' intent and not what image that the business wants to project.